I think that's
The more you know, I would not go to.
There's sausage or bacon, what you get, you know? Yeah. Love that. Probably good. No. Probably not good. So my mind is like, it's probably fine.
My brain says if I don't know what's in it, I.
2 minutes, Brandy's gonna start screaming.
Oh.
Someday you will.
Spotify is you, or you want me to turn it on?
I don't know. Muted is fine. I could use diehard agents here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hey, Carrie. You look warm and cozy.
All over today.
What are you drinking? What's that?
To screw up some Dutch Bros, they didn't take it correctly. It's a sugar-free mistletoe.
Oh,
And they're Rebel.
okay.
I always get the energy drink, but I always get it sugar-free and then whatever they put together.
Gotcha.
But I
Okay.
got it the other day and they didn't take it like that.
Oh, this one not good.
No,
No.
more like ice.
Oh, shoot. That looks very cold. Oh, she's right here. Just waving at her.
We got a whole row here. Nobody wants to sip us. I guess.
Oh,
Showered for this event.
yes, you need to drive.
It's a big day. Amazing seating, a whole row here.
Oh.
Box seats, non-spit zone.
You're going?
Going.
Okay. Wow. We sold them, but I lost.
Ah, now we have front row
I
the-
showered.
in the brandy spit zone. Yeah.
Don't need the cold, no germs. Okay. Oh, okay. Good to know. Well, I left my germs at home. I don't have any. I don't have any today. All right. Well, it's 10:03. That clock
Let's
is.
go.
That
Oh,
clock
is that
is-
one late?
It's
Oh,
late.
Okay, sorry about
But
that.
no, it's okay. We'll just have to remember that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Look at you, diehard agents. Braving the weather, braving the cold, risking your life and limb to get here today.
The roads were okay. Most of you guys, the roads okay?
Darren, you did it. You made it okay.
Takes Darren 90 seconds to get here.
Who lives the closest? Is it Darren? You're right there too.
Close. You're real close, aren't you? Yeah.
Nanette's close. Christian, are you close? You're close. That's good.
Oh, Trisha lives in Lakeshore.
Close.
Yep.
Okay.
On the road.
Darren wins. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm excited you're here. Thanks for being here. And we're going to jump in. Hopefully you found a burrito. If you didn't, please go get one. There's plenty. We were geared up. Obviously, I think we ordered before the snow came. So we have like 50 burritos or something. I don't know. Appreciate Kaufelt for supplying those. Thank you, Kaufelt.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and start. Tell me something good. What is going good today? Something good. Yeah, Steve.
My oldest actually got an email yesterday and set up an interview, the day after Christmas to be on staff for camp this year.
Summer camp. Boy Scouts?
Boy Scout.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, really
Your
well.
grocery bill will go down, I promise. Very good. Well, that's exciting. And how old is he?
He will be 16 next week.
Okay. Good deal. Good deal. That's good. Who else has got something good? Jen. Hold on, guys. We got good news here. Yep,
I'm now in the 40s group.
welcome. Welcome
Yes,
to 40s,
welcome.
yes.
I vaguely remember that group.
People born.
Gotta be better than 30.
Yeah. Well, welcome to 40. Happy birthday. Yes.
We just got back from our family vacation, and I just feel so blessed that I know that the reason we got to go is because of my effort here at Keller Williams. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
It's true. It'll get you right in the heart when you're living the dream, and it's working. This thing is working. Good job. Does anybody else feel like that? Like, oh my gosh, this is working. This look at us. We're going. All right. Thank you for sharing, and happy birthday to you too.
Mhm.
Well, that's okay. That's okay. Who else has got something good? Something you want to share?
How about the Chiefs?
How about the Chiefs?
Really?
Oh, Jen.
All right, Jen, you were up here, now you just went to here.
Older, you decide to keep sucked down, you don't wanna go. Please instruct people on how to do their parking. Not standing out there and trying to show somebody that they know a thing about what they're doing. And now we're getting cussed out and called body marks, and things like that.
Oh, gosh.
Tell them what to do when you get your kids.
Wow, Tony, that sounds. Hey, I yes, thank you for informing us. Okay. All right.
I got one?
Yeah.
My wife and I were able to host our friends for Thanksgiving. We were there for 3 days, and for the first time, we had children in our house. So a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. We did survive.
Did they?
For those of you that have
Did they?
children, I don't know how the hell you do it. I don't know how you do it. But the first day or so, I literally was wondering if we're going to make it through that first day. But then this thing was invented. I guess it's like an iPad. It's rubber, but it's got an iPad and it keeps them busy. Good news, bad news, keeps them busy, but makes a crap ton of noise, right? When the Chiefs game's going on? No. So here comes the idea of let's put headphones on these kids. So for 3.5 hours, they didn't move. They had that thing on headphones. We couldn't hear a thing. We solved the problem. And when that got us through that day. And it turns out every time I looked at them, I put those headphones and that thing back on. One
Either
time
for
they
you or for them.
we
either
forgot to
one.
charge them one night. It was literally panic for a few hours, but it all worked out. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Well, I'm glad you made it. Glad
Thank
you
you.
survived.
Hey.
Mrs. Branson too.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Something? Do anything fun on Thanksgiving? Go anywhere? We all survived it.
Played the snow yesterday
You did.
With our grant.
with our grandson.
Okay.
He's so
Cool.
funny.
Well, that's
2.5
great.
years old. He's shoveling, he's talking with a shovel.
How is that not cute, Lonnie? That is cute.
That is cute.
You want a demo in for a day or two?
If it'll stay in my yard, I can probably do that.
I feel stay in my.
Not in, yeah,
What are you gonna feed them?
it's fenced. Right.
It's called exposure. Isn't that exposure therapy? You just need more exposure, and then it'll be fine.
Okay.
Well, hey, Tim Crable.
It's in.
Ryan, did you have something?
It's pretty awesome to take your whole family on a cruise. Like I like no place where you go like on a cruise. So that is awesome. Made that happen for them. So that's gonna be talked about for the next decade, I'm sure. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about our weekend and we went out Wednesday night and we got home and I didn't leave my house until yesterday morning. So
Nice.
It was awesome. I could move for 4.5 days.
Nice.
Great, so it was
That's
nice
good.
to have that downtime at home, just relax and deep fried turkey and all this stuff there.
Deep fried turkey. Very good. Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's good to just stop and reflect. You don't have to go to big, nice places. Sometimes just being home is great too. So I'd say that's good.
Actually, we do have a good when to talk about, and I'll give Carrie credit for this one. first thing. And so this basically goes back to not this year's trunk or treat, but the year before's trunk or treat. We actually got a client from, well, that was pretty much it from the thing. And Terry stayed in touch with them and nurtured them. We set them up with Todd and we got their credit straightened out, and we are now under contract with what credit score, Todd?
Not great.
How bad was it when you started?
602.
So, us. First time. in a
Okay.
while. We're changing lives out here.
Very good, very good. That is awesome. Thanks for sharing. That's a win.
People have to listen, like, you know, they listen to me, they listen to, you know, the agent, that it'll go a long way. When they do it on their own,
Yeah. Yeah,
That's the problem. If they don't wanna listen, then, yeah.
right. It's true. All right, very good. Yes.
Can I just add
Yeah,
something to that?
absolutely.
What Tom said, I think, is really, really important. As I'm having a lot of meetings with you guys and just, you'll stop in to catch up, is the people that are kind of having breakthroughs in their business are engaging the business at a pretty high level. They're doing all kinds of things. And you never know what you did 2 years ago that will come back and be business. You never know. Nanette was doing door hangers or something the other day and got a listing off of it. Board duty, all these things add up. And I think as we go into this year, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later, but really engagement, what's engagement look like for you? I know what it looks like for me, but yours should look totally different because we're all at different stages of our business. We're all looking for different results and outcomes from the business. But what are you going to carve out and engage in the business? But I hear these stories over and over again. And so many times the people will tell me and guess where I got the people? That's a part I really like to hear.
I do like to hear that.
Something happened. Something caused us to engage the business, which filters into a deal a year later, 2 years later. So
Yeah.
You just got to believe in it. You absolutely got to. Stacy Keith is here today. Where's Stacy?
Yes.
Where are you? Oh, hey, how are you? She's constantly doing that. She's just touch, doing all kinds of different things, knowing over time, they don't all work immediately, do they? If they do, you figured it out. But over time, that will create that funnel that we're all talking about. So we get these potential prospects in there that eventually turn into leads and referrals.
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Very good. All right. So we've got our preferred vendors and we're grateful for you. So let's start with our breakfast provider today, Lisa.
Yeah, breakfast
Thank you.
provider.
Shout out
Yeah.
to William, made burritos for us. Thank you.
Just a couple things. We've talked about that the office is closed, Christmas, day and the day after. But also I wanted to point out that Cass County is closed the 24th. That is significant because we can't record. So therefore our Cass County closings, we probably want to look at maybe closing those the 23rd. Sometimes lenders get kind of worked up if they have one for the 24th and they know that they're not going to get recorded. So anyway, so I wanted to just point that out. The other thing is that you're going to be seeing some of your clients receive letters if they are selling vacant land or maybe even potentially non-owner occupied if we know about it. There have been an increase in fraudulent sellers. And so we have a lot of steps in place to try to prevent that, ID verifications, all of those things. But what we also try to do is send out letters to the address that's on tax rolls to those sellers saying, we have your property under, doing a title commitment on it, it's under contract, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, it's just a letter just saying that information. Obviously, if that seller is all of a sudden saying, I didn't sell that property, then they have a way to contact us and tell us that type of information. So we're not the ones that are going to say that we're going to catch a fraudulent seller, but we do everything we can to help that. You guys will also, when you get sellers that you're only talking to over the phone, and which again, you got a seller that doesn't live here and it has vacant land or non-owner occupied property, that's not uncommon. You may not ever meet them in person. But you also do your due diligence in regards to that. Notaries, remote notaries. And remote notaries have also become another issue for fraudulent things. we have to, our underwriters, so that's gonna be, Old Republic, Alliant, Westcor, all of our actual underwriters that underwrite Caulfield for title insurance, they have all stepped up, and said, all of these remote notaries have to be vetted. We have to know that those are valid notary services. So the days of being able to send docs to a seller and they take it to their bank and have it notarized, those are going to go away, because of the fraudulency. It feels like I always have these new things that I'm putting out here to you guys. I'm not the one that makes the rules. Kaufeld's not the one that, we have to put these in place because of these fraudsters. They're constantly trying to find some new way to steal and get things that don't belong to them. So, just wanted to put that out there. Yes, sir. It's actually gonna be, our underwriters that vet them. But the ones that we have been using are okay. I mean, they're all been good, vetted, we're all right. It's those ones that we have sellers that we closed frequently that have contacts at their bank or wherever that don't maybe get charged for the notary service. Now all of a sudden is going to be charged for the notary service. But I always tell people it's cheaper than an airline ticket here. So think of it that way. So there you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
What's up, Lisa?
We definitely appreciate you keeping us out of trouble and our buyers and sellers protected, Lisa. Thank you. I know what you talk about is not always fun, but we do appreciate it. Todd Branson with Fairway. Let's give it up for Todd.
Hey, nothing awesome, but it is holiday time. And like Lisa said, please be aware of the days that companies aren't open. As your loan officer, we tend to never close. However, reality is if you're scheduling things, just be aware of that. And if when you think about an appraiser, it's holiday time for them too. I know they don't like to sleep or eat or spend time with their families either, but candidly, I have a lot of good appraiser friends and we'll ask them like, hey, what's your schedule? Are you out for the holiday? We're trying not to push your deal back or whatever. So next week, big week, Fed week. I always harp on the Fed, but candidly, next week is Federal Reserve Tuesday and Wednesday. What are they going to do, Darren? Do you think? That's the shrug the shoulders. That's what Wall Street thinks too. Doesn't know. We'll have some inflation data later this week that nobody cares about except Wall Street. And if that inflation data is tame, and one of the things that's going to be posted is going to be rents. The landlords of the world out there that are having to lower rents. That's actually good for inflation. That lowers costs, right? So that's going to get posted later this week. And the jobs report will come out Friday. So we got a couple of key data pieces coming out that'll probably help guide next week's Fed meeting. So we'll see. I think Wall Street is about 50-50 on whether or not they'll lower the Fed funds rate. I'm optimistic that they'll probably do another quarter, but we'll see. Anyway, any questions for me? Yes.
What are the odds that drops the mortgage?
Mortgage rates tend to have this stuff baked in. And so it tends to be a negative when they don't do what Wall Street thinks they're going to do. So the people right now, if it's 50-50, it's a good question. It'll see how it'll probably move there ahead of the Fed based upon what we see later this week. So if we see some low inflationary numbers, chances are that'll probably be good for rates because they'll anticipate the Fed going ahead and dropping that quarter. And most of the time, Wall Street's ahead of the Fed anyway. So, but if we're in a 6 5/8 conventional market right now, 6 3/4, and a 6-ish government rate right now in FHA, VA, USDA, still pretty good numbers. The forecast for 26 might be for it to shave down a little bit more. I don't know if that drives your business much, but I think that, Lonnie said this 2 years ago, when we see a 5 handle on that front, I think that's a psychological number that people will like, so. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
you,
you.
Todd.
There's another layer to that, and Todd mentioned this one other time, is the Fed does whatever they're going to do. Wall Street usually kind of has it figured out. So that's why you don't usually see an immediate reaction. The second level of that is the conversations they have, the minutes that are released of their meetings, which are released. They talk about what they see in future months and future quarters. That actually can be as important as what they just did. You guys get that? So they may, let's say they choose not to do anything this time, might be a slight negative, but their comments are they very much see the likelihood of them having to reduce multiple times in 2026. You could see the market rally, which means rates go down. You guys get, yet they did nothing. It's those comments and those minutes that are very important, right?
Lonnie, to your point right there, back in October, we talked about this very thing, and they gave us that quarter point, oh, thank you. But within those minutes, they were like,
Yeah.
not so sure about December now. So
Yeah.
here we are, kind of hanging in the wind, so I'll just see what the next one looks like.
You bet.
Well, with the.
And you know, Jerome Powell is the chairman of the Fed, and Trump's gonna replace him. His term ends in May, but in all likelihood, it's probably gonna happen sooner. When he'll get fired. But the controversy of firing the Fed chairman is that, anyway, candidly, I think you'll see people, that are voting members getting replaced, and they'll all be replaced with people who are like-minded that Trump thinks will fuel the economy by lowering this. And he's right, it'll help the economy. And so, I think 26 will be a good year for that reason alone. If 2 or 3 of the voting members change and the chairperson changes, and they're all going to be like-minded with let's drop rates and stimulate the economy, I think that bodes well for all of us. And not just mortgage rates, car rates, credit card rates, HELOC rates, everything starts dropping down. So, it's all good.
Yeah, this thing that they may release who that replacement is.
By the end of the year, yeah.
Could also play in.
100%. Yeah. And so it'll be interesting to see how Wall Street reacts to all that, but.
We'll get into that sometime.
They get along great. Yeah, too late, Powell, or whatever you call it. But I think 26 is gonna be a great year for real estate, great year for mortgage. Just keep your head down and keep working.
I love it. Thank you. Appreciate that, Todd. Thanks for educating us this morning. Ryan Couvert, you want to come on up? I don't see any of our other vendors. I know.
For Ryan. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, to piggyback on that, sounds like it's a great time to capitalize on your business if things are going to improve with rates and everything. I was at the business and goal planning yesterday that they're hosting here, and I'm kind of putting my goals together, plans to reach out to people and a content strategy. And I was looking at engagement just between different clients and stuff like that. And engagement and reach right now is up. It's cold out. People are sitting in their homes. They don't want to do anything. They're scrolling on their phones. And if social media is not your thing, that's fine. They're checking their text messages too. So I know Lonnie really dives in on reaching out to your sphere and all that. This is the time. If rates drop and you're the last one to be in touch with them and be at top of mind, or they saw a piece of content of yours, now's the time. So if you're doing a content strategy, you have questions or anything I can help with, just reach out.
Cool. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Very good. All right. Well, vendors, we appreciate you. Rusty, if you're at home, we appreciate you, and Apex as well. All right. Here's our December calendar. I posted it in the Facebook group. I've pinned it to the top. We kept it a little lean on purpose. Everybody's busy. So if you want to know more about that, check the Facebook group. In case of snow, check the Facebook group. So in the past, from what I understand, it's kind of been the office policy that if RAPEC closes, our office closes or could close.
Yeah. We often will still have the office maybe open, but whatever
Gotcha.
meetings or trainings
Gotcha.
are usually, because it's hard for people to get here in many cases.
Well, if you check the KCTV 5 page, you didn't see that RAPEC closed today. And so Lonnie's like, hey, are we having a meeting? I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, RAPEC's open and Belton and Grandview and all these places are open. And I was not on the list. I was on the wrong list, apparently, or they didn't update it. So, but I appreciate y'all being here. It sounds like this was a great thing that we went ahead and had this. Yes.
So you're saying when they're actually not driving on the things, because like if they have an AMI day, which means they're not going.
Right. If they're not going out on the roads, that's what I mean. I don't know what they're doing virtually. And what that may be what we do too. Depends on, did we get this much snow or did we get 12 inches of snow? Like we'll have to make that determination. That's why I'm saying if in doubt, check the Facebook page. We'll put it up there. Yes, we're having the meeting, or no, we're not. You know, and if you do have a question, feel free to reach out. I don't mind fielding those text messages to bring clarity. But it is our goal that if there is a question, that it's on Facebook ahead of time, whether we're having class, having the meeting, whatever it is. So check Facebook. That's kind of how you'll know. And if you really aren't sure, send me a text. I don't care. You're not going to bother me. Fun. We've got a Christmas party coming up this Saturday. I can believe it's this Saturday. Like it's in what, 5 days. Is everybody registered for that? I'm registered. Who's raise your hand if you're coming? All right. It's over here at Creekmore at the clubhouse. The dress is business casual. You don't have to get super fancy for it. Just come hang out with us. We're going to have good food. It's Italian food that night. We're going to have just a lot of fun. We're going to have some giveaways. I'm not sure exactly how that's working, but it's going to be a good time, and you get to bring a +1. So please register. We do have to turn in our numbers here soon. I've sent out an email about this. It's on Facebook, the links. If you still can't find it, let me know. We want you to get in. We want as many people there as we can. We've got a good group already, but I don't want to leave anybody out. Toys for Tots. Our box is still a little lean, a little empty. I picked up some stuff off of Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I picked up some games and some toys I need to bring in. But if next time you run by even Walgreens, even Walmart, something, pick up a toy if you would, and just drop it in the box. We're collecting toys till December 18th. Sound good, Ryan? Anything else? Okay. Well, we talk about how blessed we are, and we are blessed. Even if it's not our most amazing year, maybe this isn't your all-star year, but if you reframe that, you can still think of plenty of things that you're grateful for and thankful for. And there's always somebody with less, somebody going without, somebody that's struggling. And this is a way, if we can just kind of, if you can work something in. Like I said, I picked up some stuff off. You do more damage if you find a good sale too. I picked up some board games for $5 each, so score. So anyway, if you'll be keeping that top of mind, we have about 2 more weeks to fill our box. I want to fill our box. We do have our office lunch and White Elephant gift exchange coming up. Anybody enjoy that? Besides me, I look forward to that every year. That's always a good time. So that's coming up on December 16th. With that being said, what do we normally do on the 3rd Tuesday of the month? Normally we do. This month, we're going to have a team meeting instead because of the holiday and the way it all falls. So we're going to have 3 team meetings. There is a team meeting on the 16th, and then we're going to have the lunch and the White Elephant gift exchange afterwards. So I'll keep posting that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, remind me when it is. Next Tuesday. Did I put that on the calendar? Yeah. It's on the calendar. Okay. Talk about it. Oh, Laura, do you want to talk about it? So there is a vision board class. So we've been doing a lot of business planning and that kind of stuff. And forgive me, I didn't have a slide for it, but it is on the calendar. Next Tuesday after team meeting. So 1 week from today after team meeting, hang out afterwards. We'll have the supplies. You can make a vision board for 2026. And Sandy. Yes. And Laura and Tim are in charge of it. Yes. Did you know that? Yes. The White Elephant gift, $15 to $20 in value. It could be something that's like a good gift. It could be a funny gift. Whatever you want. Whatever White Elephant means to you.
Who's done the White Elephant? Who in here has done our White Elephant before? We had 30-something people doing it last time. That was a blast.
I mean, you got a litter box for your toilet.
And you guys are ruthless. Yeah, litter box for the toilet.
That ended up at my house.
Okay, good.
No, not perfect. Yeah, I didn't know I needed one. So, okay, so vision board class next Tuesday. This is 2 Tuesdays from now. Yes, Laura, did I say something? Did you have something else for me? Okay. Okay, cool. I'll get that. I'll get a slide made and we'll get that included. There's also this, I mentioned this last week, I'm creating a focus group for 2026. This is a group that we can kind of get together. We'll do a little bit of scripting. We'll be lead genning together and holding each other accountable and celebrating, because if you do this stuff, you're going to find business. So let's celebrate that and track that. So my goal is to get some people in there, and I've only got one in there right now. So it's going to be me and Stacy hanging out together, but I want to get more people in there. If you don't want to lead gen by yourself, if you don't want to, if you need a little oomph to get going for the year, let's do that together. And you can sign up here just so I know who I'm connecting with. Yes. Great question. It's going to be twice a week. I'm thinking I do need to figure that out real quick, which it'll be in the mornings. I'm thinking Mondays, Wednesdays. That's my thinking. But let me secure that. Mondays may not anyway. Okay. Well, and I don't know, Mondays we have classes and other things. That would help. That would help. So I will get that figured out. Great question. Build out your binder. That we did this yesterday. This is the business planning that Ryan Couvert was talking about. We already did yesterday. We're going to do it again. We didn't cover everything. It was actually a really great conversation. It's more conversational. It's more workshop, that kind of thing. So come next Monday at 10 a.m. and we'll do. You don't have to have come to business planning clinic. Maybe you didn't come to the first build out your binder class. It's okay. Come anyway. You'll get something out of it. And the cool thing I liked what happened yesterday is I think we had like 7 of us in here. We're sharing ideas with each other. It's not Brandy talking to you. I just facilitate and everybody jumps in to say, hey, I struggle with this, or this is what I think. And then people add, it's just a good time. It's a good time. So come next Monday if you want to be a part of that, and we'll work on more binder stuff. All right. Our jolly broker says we're all doing good. He doesn't have anything for us today. So, but
I just got our E&O quote, so we need to talk.
All right.
We're doing good.
And then I had just one thing I wanted to mention real quick, and is in the class yesterday and in the business planning, we talked about the 7 circles of life, the different elements like your spiritual life, physical life, your personal life, your relationships, your job, your business, and your finances. And we talked about this as the different areas of life that, first of all, you could rate yourself. You can give yourself a score of 1 to 10 of how you feel like you score in that area. And the areas that you want to focus on for the year, you can decide. So I know Nanette is using this. Ryan is using this. I have to give Stephanie props. She created this worksheet for us because what it actually looked like is this, and it's kind of fuzzy. So she cleaned it up for us, and Ryan and Steph shared it with us. So I appreciate that. So if you want one of these, I can get this for you. Nanette, are you doing one of these every day? So what this is, and I want to put this out there because I think it's a great activity for us to get into. It says, so in the middle, it says, what's the one thing I can do that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? What that is it's a focus question. If I could do one thing in the area of my finances today, if I could do one thing that improves my finances, what would I do? And so Nanette, she's doing it every day. So she gets up and maybe it's like, I skip my morning coffee. Or, whatever it might be. It could be something small. It could be something big. It might be, I called a financial advisor finally, or whatever it is. For you, it's one thing and you could do it. She does it every day. Maybe you do it every week. Maybe you do it every month. You get to decide. Yes.
So one place I struggle with doing is something in my personal life. Something for me that I do that brings me joy. And so putting that down, for right now, it's decorating my house for Christmas, like using the time to finish that. That brings me joy to do that. So I don't always do something for me every day, but with this, I have this. So it's been good.
I love that. I'm glad you shared that. Yes.
So I have a question.
Yep.
So is that
that, does that mean like every day you answer like one thing that I could do to move my business? Okay. and
Yep.
then one thing that I could do to move my personal?
Yes.
So you answer.
You
all of
you
that
put like something in each circle every day. Now I will tell you this, if there's 7 is too much, like I said yesterday, maybe do 2, maybe do 3, do what you can handle. Because here's the thing, guys, these little changes, little activities that we add, little habits compound over time. And you may think, oh, okay, it doesn't matter. I decorated my house for Christmas. Nobody really knows. Well, that brought you joy. It gave you permission to do something for you that day. When, you know, a lot of us put ourselves on the back burner. But if you put it on here, it gives yourself permission to do it because now it's a goal. You've put it in writing. And at the end of the night, you know if you did it or not. And so if you would like one of these, I'm happy to share. I have extra copies. Where this comes from is this really great book. Anybody read it? It's a good book. And so this is, if you haven't read this, Darren, you just read it recently, right? Or was it the Shift book? Shift. Okay. And it was one of the old classics. If you, it's a good read. And so I was flipping through it and going, this is good stuff. And I have it all highlighted. I've got it underlined. I'm like, I know I've read this multiple times, but I look back and go, it's different things are jumping off the page. So anyway, if you guys want a copy of one of these worksheets, you do. Okay. I'm happy to share. And then, you know, this goes into, helps with the business planning. If it's all overwhelming, start with one thing, start with one circle, start with one thing, you know, and then as we get that, you know, and I'm here to cheer you on and help you. So if you ever even want to talk through this stuff, I'm happy to set an appointment. Let's talk about it. All right. So Lonnie, hey, we got that.
What's in the world?
Well, I got a hair bow.
Okay.
And Darren got a hat. So.
Wow. Did we have anything for buyers and sellers? I didn't see a slide up there for that. Let's just, well, I'll start with that. Let's talk about buyers and sellers. Buyer needs, go.
Buyer
Carrie.
needs.
Go.
All right.
What am I?
Anybody else know? Here. Let me just pass them around.
$295 and it's a ranch, isn't it? Is that what I saw?
Yep.
So here you go. Raymore Ranch under 300,000 doesn't really exist anymore. And you have one coming up. Okay.
Supposed to be 12/15, date is flexible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fluid,
Yes.
right? Okay. Take a look at it, guys. Let's get some of these done internally. You guys, you have buyers. You got to figure out where to put them. Yes, Joanna.
In Reynoldsburg, which is in South Kansas City, is 4 bed, Reynoldsburg Terrace. And it's a cute little house, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. It is a raised ranch, also like a story and a half, I guess, you know, because there's bedrooms upstairs too. Anyway, well taken care of, 38 years they live there, and it's really cute. Come and check that out for $389. And then got one at 3550 West 151st Street, which is right on 151st Street in Leawood. It's 2 bedroom, 1 bath, but it's on 1.2 acres, and it's only $375 for a lot of land in Leawood. So I'm gonna check that out.
Did you get sign calls on that since it's a busy street or no? Yeah, a little bit. Okay. I thought you might. I drive by it all the time. That's cool to see your sign there. Brian, did you have somebody?
Yeah, we did a price improvement this morning on buy it over there, so sitting at 365, we can come to 350, so get your 350 buyers out, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath. It is a story and a half, and sits on an acre and it has a pool, real nice outdoor area, and the backyard's massive. Imagine a 1 acre parcel that fits all the way around this thing, and 4 section of it is actually just recently replaced. Got a phone call from the cops. Somebody was in a high-speed chase with them and ran through their fence in 2 sections, so they fixed the fence. So the fence is brand new.
Shoot.
Yep, just south of Twin Oaks right there. And like I said, it's on an acre. It's got a huge outdoor building. And the back's like 12 by 20. So if you got a 350 buyer, peculiar, looking for a large lot, good property.
Perfect. Paul.
I think in office capabilities, I mentioned the duplex I have coming in Summit, 7 people showed interest. I'm meeting with the owners there this weekend, they're in Galveston where it's not crappy like this.
Mhm.
And, meet there this weekend, take a look at the place, we do have, probably gonna be around 400, it's, they're doing leases in place right now, both in May and June, and I think they pay like $1,300 and they've been there a long time. One 4-door down sold for $4.25 in one day months ago. I paid a little bit more, but I'm not doing it. We'll get more information. I'll be over there Saturday to learn more about it and watch it.
Paul's a late bloomer. His voice changed in his 50s. I know. I thought it different. What else? Yes.
And I also have a 145. And I also have, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, mostly ranch, 3 years old, finished basement, on A16 Blue Grammaport in Raymore for
Oh.
506.
Okay. And that's live now? It's live. Okay. What are you getting showings on that? I was kind of, okay. Gotcha. Just not the right person. Yeah. Gotcha. Gotcha. You'll have less foot traffic this time of year, right? We know that. We also have less competition. So it's pro and a con. Just another something to think about. Any of you guys that think you have a listing coming on the market after the first of the year, I know I have several in my queue. There is no reason in the world to wait till January to go put it in the pre-MLS. I would get it in the pre-MLS going into the Christmas season because people are sitting on their rear. A lot of people are off work, and guess what they're doing, right? They're just doing this or looking online, that sort of thing. Explain it that way to your seller, why you would want to go in the pre-MLS when there's a foot of snow on the ground December 20th, and they probably would look at it and say, oh, that actually makes sense, Ryan. Good idea, right?
Would you make it go live like February 1st? Or like, when would you make it go live?
Well, I mean, the live date obviously is when the seller's ready for it to go live. I'm just talking about go ahead and get it in the pre-MLS. Let's say you had a seller who was going to have the house ready February 1st. I wouldn't wait till January 15th to do the pre-MLS. Go ahead and get this thing in earlier and maybe use that holiday season where people are just sitting in there in their jammies looking at houses. If you explain it that way, though, because they may go, well, what? That seems like a long way from when we're going to actually be showing it. Here's why I think that would serve you well. Those are free eyeballs, guys.
MLS not extended any more than like 2 weeks because of, so around the Christmas season, we can extend it longer and it'd be okay.
There you go. I don't necessarily agree with the 2 weeks at all. So each situation is a little bit differently. It's not uncommon for us to have something in there for 30 days in the pre-MLS. So has anybody done pre-MLS 30 days or longer? Is it just me?
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of you guys have. I see your stuff. And a lot of that's because we think it's going to go live in 2 or 3 weeks. And then do they ever get pushed back? Just mine? Okay, gotcha. Everybody else are cool? That's awesome. It's a flaw apparently of mine. Buyers, sellers, keep going. Sandy, let's go. Wait, 1 month is not old. Stop it. Yeah.
It is a good spot, you know, and so, but it is on the end.
Yep.
So. It's number 2, and it's 3 full bath, and it's a walkout basement, backed up to wood. Like, it's really pretty. It's like 2,600 square feet.
Wow.
It is dated, but it's only 265, like.
That's Lee Summit, isn't it? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. A lot of bang for the buck if people want that kind of living, right? Yeah. Perfect. Let's talk real quick about average days on market because I think there's some misinformation out there. Right now, you guys just saw stats put out by the board, average days on market for, was it 40 something days? Is that what I saw? 42, 45, okay. We can spout that out to the sellers, and then if you go longer than that, they're gonna think you're a moron, okay? That's what my sellers tell me all the time. That number is too low, and here's why it's too low. That incorporates new construction in there too. And many new construction deals get written up as build jobs and they go pending, immediately. Those are basically 0 days on market. If you strip out new, especially in Cass County where we have a lot of new construction now, okay, popping up and more coming. You put those deals in there, if you pull that out, I bet the resale average days on market is considerably higher than 45 days. Yeah, and again, in the rural areas, Butler and some of these areas, and it's a completely different game, right? I know that's not Cass County, yes.
Okay, so because they know the days on market, sometimes they don't wanna do a price reduction because they say, we still need more time, we just need more time. And then you don't get any price reductions for a long, long
Yeah.
time.
Okay. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Yeah. By the way, what we talked about, go ahead, Ryan. Oh, let's stay with that. Go. Yeah.
So I've got 15 acres on 175th Street in Pleasant Hill. So I've had that on the market now. I think we're at day 40 or 41 right now. And the sellers are they're confident where they're at on the market price wise. We've had a decent amount of showings that have been trickling in. I told them to expect, 1 to 1.5 showings a week out there would be proper. Obviously holiday weeks are going to be different, things like that. The challenge that they had is they found a home up north in St. Joe that they love so much, they put under contract before I could even get their house on the market here. So that put them in a position that when we finally hit the market 2 weeks after they're under contract, that seller up there in St. Joe is like, hey, why aren't you under contract? I'm like, well, hang on a second. We're sitting here at $750,000 acreage property in the fall, and we understand with days on market. I looked there, and if we extrapolate out and pull all the new construction out, we'd be even further. And I told them, hey guys, we're 49 days here on this thing, and that's the average days on market. So
Yeah.
just understand that. And so with the amount of showings, we made one price adjustment. But I think they're doing great right now as far as that goes. We may need to adjust the price again. And so if you got anybody out there that wants a horse property, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, got a shop, horse facilities, you're gonna love it, bring them out there. But we know we're good on days on market. We've already corrected our price points and we're looking at it still. But they have to understand that what's going on their contingency is something that we don't have control over unless they want to cut the bottom out of their price point here, which costs them exceptionally more to do that. So they just have to hang in there. And so I'm keeping the agents up north at bay and letting them know, like, this is where we're at. And we actually got a free 30-day extension on the contingency. I'm like, hey guys, like, this is where we're at. So that bought us a month, and we've got about another 2.5 on that. So it will come to a head at some point if we don't get an offer on it.
Yeah.
But we understand that the days on market, that's what it is. When you got a unique or a different type of property, a horse property, there's not, Marcia, how many horse buyers are there? How many people could afford $750,000 horse property, right? So you look at that, they're not just gonna show up by the tens. And so that's where you have to be very cautious, and this time of year, you're gonna get less showings even on that. So
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at. So having those conversations up front, I got a little bit behind because things happened so fast. I had no idea. I sent this referral up there. I got a phone call like 27 seconds later from they're under contract. I'm like, whoa, cowboy. And so that's what we're working through right now. But having those conversations, lots of communication, updates on the market conditions, what to expect with the amount of showings, hearing the feedback, all of those things, making the extra phone calls. That's what keeps you hired. And that will keep you engaged with the seller. It'll keep the confidence level high with you. And eventually, you will find that buyer. I promise you will.
Whatever the market data says, and let's just use 45 days, and let's assume the new construction, that's actually what it is, which I don't think it is. But out here, I think it's more like 60 to 70 if you strip out new construction. But let's just say Marcia has a horse property. It's 750. It's equestrian, has a very, very small pool of buyers, right? Okay, 750,000 too, which is kind of higher price range. Unique pool buyers this big. Ryan could have a 750 reverse on the golf course at Creekmore, and that's a 750, but how much larger is the pool of buyers? It's massively larger. You guys get that? Okay, so the price is not the only thing that dictates the size of the buyer pool. Unique characteristics, location. Teresa, is she here today? Teresa has the log home in Lone Jack, or God forbid, with one garage. Okay, buyer pools like this, right? So she's having to be really, really patient. But the days on market, I think, is skewed. Now, if I have a Raymore listing for 300K, right? We'll just say split entry, a little cream puff, 300, 325, and it's not under contract in 45 days, it's probably on me. I misjudged something on the house. So I'm going to look at that property totally different than maybe something I have that's 650, right? It's just a different, your pool of buyers is different. Your average days on market should play out differently. You've just got to be able to have those conversations with people with some confidence in what you're saying. You guys get that? There's no one way to do this. You just have to be committed to what you're coaching them through. Any other buyers, sellers? Yeah, Jay.
I got one. It's 23 acres. It's prime land. It's kind of a funny spot because it's $650,000. It backs up to Winnebago. It's a $250,000 house on a $450,000 property. So it's kind of a tricky, or my math was wrong, a $200,000 house on a $450,000 property. But it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 23 acres. A lot of deer right there, but it's right outside of Winnebago. So it's a really, really good spot. The house is livable, but it's not a $650,000 house. But 23 acres in town on Blacktop. That's out in Greenwood. And then I've got another one in Harrisonville coming up, a little starter home, 230. It'll be fully renovated. And that one's got a big 10-foot tall garage door, double deep, 2-car garage. I mean, you probably put 4 cars in there. So kind of a young car guy would be perfect for that one. About 230. That'll be ready in 2 weeks.
How many bedroom have?
That one's 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Where is that?
Harrisonville.
What's the land like on that 23 acres? Is it wooded or cleared or?
About half and half. Yeah, it's got a barn on it as well. It's not concrete, just gravel. And then it's got a really nice, and I can hunt out there, which is great. So buy it in like February when I'm done with it.
What's the price on that one?
$650.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick. Jake's 650. He's basically saying the land's worth more than the house.
Yeah.
So it's a modest house with amazing wooded land to shoot stuff, right? Okay. But it's 650. Okay. Now somebody else goes and Joanna goes into Greenwood and she lists a really cute house on 5 acres, well manicured. That's also 650. Which one has a bigger pool of buyers? Yeah, by far. Maybe 10 to 1, maybe 50 to 1, larger number of buyers. You guys get that? She's got a 4-bedroom, story and a half on 5 acres, Greenwood address, and you've got this unique property. How are those going to play out? Nobody knows for sure, but if I was willing to bet, hers are going to sell way faster than that property on average because, again, the pool of buyers. Yes.
Leslie, would you ever consider, or would it be wise to cut the property up? Sell the house with a couple acres and then try to sell acreage or?
So I talked to her about that and possibly like developing it, but the easement is just one way and it's kind of a narrow property. So it'd be kind of tricky.
Yeah.
So you probably could if you wanted to make like a family homestead or whatever it was.
Todd?
Property, Jake, lenders love that. When
Yeah.
I'm kidding, but just remember too, wherever your buyer is that incentivize that, hopefully they're putting a sizable down payment down so the lender feels a lot less risk. When the foreclosable interest is the house and it's, to your words, not a great house. Yeah.
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 Weird.
Then understand that could pose challenges down the road.
Yeah, anytime you guys are getting a listing or you're working with a buyer, they're looking at something where the land's going to be a big part of the valuation, err on the side of caution, get with the lender, talk through that.
Getting more past acreage properties, I mean, you're looking at land and the small acreage properties are getting 40 grand an acre for it, you get into like 15 or 20 acres, and you have to still put 20 grand an acre on these properties. It's like, oh my gosh, so you are putting a heavy number on the evaluation of what you're buying because of the location. These properties are like 10 and 12 minutes away from downtown Lee Summit, you're out in the country, and you're on Blacktop. It's like, these are prime location properties, so we just need these lenders to figure it out.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be helpful.
Yeah, glad you know that,
When
Ryan.
you guys do that,
For
the
that
values in the land, the more that starts to skew back, more appraisers are able to narrate that and take some of the concerns from Fannie and Freddie and all that out of away from them. Then maybe the 2/3, 1/3, where the house is 2/3 and the land is 1/3, but kind of more. You'll start to see that fit together a little bit better.
What always seemed odd with that when I was a lender is the fact that, if a homeowner's in there and gets foreclosed on, they can tear up the house. It's kind of hard to tear up the land, right? Okay, they can just strip the house out and it's kind of hard to strip the land for all practical, unless it's crops or something, I guess. What else? Buyers, sellers? Yes, Tricia. What's your name?
Hired me, and he's an older gentleman and wants maintenance provided, but he wants his 25-year-old son to live with him in inheritance.
Tony. Sold.
No.
Sold.
Can he live there if the dad dies?
Nope.
That's my problem. He wants his,
He can inherit the salary. He has to sell unless he gets special exemption from the board. We can talk about that.
how old is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is 25-year-old and 55-year-old. Yeah.
I don't know if he's an adopted situation. I don't know. I just have to. My one unique property does have maintenance provided, and he could live in the basement if there's no
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. There we go.
So when you guys are dealing with it, when you're dealing with, let's just say 55 and older, age restricted, often maintenance provided, the age does matter, right? That's where the 50 or 55 and older comes from. So if you have those situations, you need to do a deep dive on what that looks like. Some of them will allow the son or daughter to live there as long as mom and dad are still kicking, right? They're gone. Then all of a sudden the 25, 35, 45-year-old may not be able to stay there. Okay.
Identify as 55.
What's that?
Re-identify.
They re-identify as 55.
Right. The only time in your life you want to be older, right? So a lot of little twists and turns when you get into those kind of things. So deep dive, explore those in detail. You want to make a major mistake, represent a senior buyer who's buying with the intention of what you just talked about, having their kid live there, maybe they're terminal or they just maybe feel like they're kind of near the end and they can't stay there. That's how we get into lawsuits and things like that. So yes.
I've got Glinda.
Oh, good. Hi,
She's
Glenda.
got Glinda Monaco. There we go. She's unable to be here. She said a doctor's appointment, but she has a new listing coming on Thursday in Belton. It is not a true ranch because there's 3 steps to get in it. So it's kind of listed as other. But let's see. It has 3 stairs to the main level from a 1-car garage, which has 1 step in it into the kitchen. There's a large kitchen, new appliances, vinyl tilt windows, paint, carpeting, and flooring. The roof and HVAC are all about 5 years old. Oversized fence lot at 15510 Allen, and it will go on the market Thursday for $224,900 in Belton on Allen.
Yeah. That's the ranch. Yeah.
The ranch. Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's
She's wanting to be so precise.
one
and,
level
you
living
know.
is a ranch. If the garages are under, it's a raised ranch. We good with that?
Okay, it'll be a
And
ranch.
if in doubt, call Darren. Okay. Send a picture. Yeah. What else? Buyers, sellers. This is good training as we're talking about these
Precise
things.
on how she advertises it.
One in Kansas City still. I actually talked to the maintenance guys next door. Shockingly enough, the house next door to that one in Kansas City is renting for $15.89 a month, in section 8. I'm listed at 90. So if you want a spread, there's the spread. Come talk to me, 4410 Murray.
Wow. That's interesting for our investors to look at. Now, how much work does it need at 90 grand?
Ready to go.
Ready to go at 90. And we have a house next door renting at $1,500. You guys get that?
Then bring me an offer. I'm ready to get out of it.
Oh, there you go. Who's ready?
We need out of it by the end of the year.
Where's our wealth building club? Somebody take a look at that. Yeah. Yeah. Now, is the house that rents for 1,500 similar in bedrooms, bathrooms as yours?
It is.
Okay.
I think there's a 4th bedroom upstairs, but we're at 41.
Okay.
Basically, it's the same kind of square footage.
Okay. Even if it was 13 or 14, that's, yeah. Okay.
I verified section 8, go up to 1640.
Okay.
With a 50,040.
Gotcha. All right.
$800.
Yeah. $800 mortgage payment and maybe 900 or 950 on a 15-year.
Yep.
Right? See?
Yeah.
Or 10-year.
50-year mortgage.
Yeah. You could pay that thing off in a hurry. Put section 8 tenant in there and just maintain it and have that, own that thing. All right, buyers, sellers, anything else along buyers and sellers? Let's keep going. Yep.
I still have a buyer that kind of thinks she wants to go to Kansas now, but she's not gonna be able to afford it, what I was talking about. So we're kind of still thinking Creekmore, but what she wants is a house in Creekmore with some trees, semi-mature trees, ran to reverse, 5 to 550, older lady, doesn't have to be maintenance, run the maintenance, but, not a lot of houses with mature trees in Creekmore, but she's a golfer, so she wants, like the golf course, but if you have anything coming up that's got trees, one main, yellow living, let me know.
Yeah, the trees will be your challenge there. Yeah.
They want ranch home, a nice ranch home. The one buyer needs it for her mother to be downstairs, so we want walkout basement. The other buyer has a handicapped sister that we need a walkout basement. That's a lot of light and almost like another living quarters downstairs for both of these. One of them could be Overland Park or next to Leewood. The other one could be Belton, Raymore, anywhere, and just staying in about 500 range, but we need a separate kind of quarters downstairs, not just a basement, but it should be like a little kitchen and stuff like that down in the basement.
Too far out. Yep.
3-bedroom, 3-bath ranch in Leavenworth.
Listen up, please.
3-bedroom, 3-bath ranch in Leavenworth, finished basement, walkout. And we had an open house last weekend. We're having an open house this weekend. You know anybody looking for Leavenworth? It's in a really good neighborhood. So.
Gotcha.
3, I don't know.
3
Yeah.
in the 3s. Any other buyers, sellers? Before we train on a couple things, a couple more things actually. Okay, last week was it last week? Yes, we had a meeting last week.
Yeah, we did.
Last week, I spent probably 20 minutes talking about price reductions and how that's actually not a bad thing if explained properly. And I had no less than half a dozen, maybe even quite a few more than that. And I think about either text or stop in my office and say, I really needed to hear that. Okay, I don't know who else stopped in my office that's here. I know 3 or 4 of you guys. Anyway, maybe I made this up. The bottom line is we've got, as the days on market is what it is, price reductions are typical, okay? Not abnormal, but typical. We're teamifying everything. So some of the bullet points we talked about last time is we teamify everything with the seller. That to me is maybe the most important thing you can do, because the second it becomes you against them, you're possibly not going to get rehired, okay? So it's always team. It's we, us, them. When somebody brings an offer, say a low offer, it's you guys against them. So you're teamifying the effort. You guys get that? We talked about that in quite a bit of detail. Never make it about you against the seller. And again, it's okay to use a tiered strategy and talk about a tiered strategy and show them examples. Like when you're showing them comps and maybe your 3 best comps took 45, 60, 90 days to sell, show them the price history for those houses. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Instead, what do? We show them what it sold for. Okay, how about letting them know how they got the 350? They started at 379.9, 369.9, and they accepted an offer at 350. They had a tiered pricing strategy before they got their offer. Okay, instead, all we do is look at the number, the sale price, and often the days on market. You guys get how that could help you down the road? Because they see then when you go for price adjustments, that's what the other people that had success often did as well, okay? Silas doesn't need price reductions. His stuff sells, right? You just sold another great one over the weekend, didn't you? I saw something cool. Yeah, I pay attention, brother.
Multiple offers?
Multiple offers, yeah. It can still happen for the best listings, guys. Best in category houses are still getting that in all kinds of different areas. So again, don't be afraid of the tiered strategy. I wanted to harp on this one more time. Let me hit the thing that one of you guys brought up because somebody said they made a price reduction on their listing, and let's just say it went from 625 to 600, okay, just to use that figure, and nothing happened. Not a lot more showings. It didn't immediately go under contract, and then the people were like, I really regret lowering the price, okay? You have to be able to tell them, unless somebody's doing a massive price reduction or going to break into a whole new price category, very seldom does it just blow up the number of showings. You guys get that? Very seldom also would immediately just procure an offer. Okay, unless you're going to just do something drastic. You better tell them that. Otherwise, they're going to look at you and go, Ryan, you told us to lower it 25,000. And honestly, we've had less showings than we did before. Yeah, right. So have conversations around this stuff. So this guy, this is my typical client on an entry level house. I comp it in the upper twos, going to sell between 290 and 300. And again, my seller, smarter than me, wants to go at 310. Okay, let's talk about that, what that seller's choice just looks like. First of all, he's 10 grand above the range that I suggested, but I'm okay. I'll teamify and go, hey, let's give that a crack. If nothing else, we'll know that we extracted the maximum amount of money the market will allow. Okay, you've heard me say that a million times. So this guy's sitting here at 310. Guess who he's probably competing with? Houses from 300 to 350. Maybe people that are looking from 300 to 400. Okay, 310 house, if you're looking up to 400, you're not buying it. That's just how this thing works. You guys get that? Okay, go look at cars. And you say, I'm going to go up to 60 grand and go look at a $35,000 car. Nothing wrong with $35,000 car. You ain't buying the 35. Just telling you. That's how it works. So they're competing in a category where they're the ugly duck. Okay, no nice way to say that, but they are. They're a little overpriced, and that just took them into the wrong category. So they make a price change. They come down to where you said, the top of the range, 300. Now, for all practical purposes, they're competing with houses 250 to 300. And now they're the sharp house in their category. You guys get that? Okay. If an agent's pulling up the 250 to 300 houses and there's 12 of them, and even though you're the 300, the most expensive, you likely are the best in category for that category. Here, you're the least desirable, most likely in that category. You guys get that? That's important. The psychology of where these houses land is really, really important. So the other thing is, as prices come down, no matter how much the price is, you have a larger buyer pool, okay? A person looking at 350, there's a pool of buyers. At 300, the pool is larger. At 250, it's even larger. You guys get that? That's how price works. There's more and more people that can qualify for a house. But my whole thing with this is I always feel like this house is competing in a category where it's just not going to get anybody too excited. Whereas in this category, it just might do that, and that'll find success. Ryan, did you have something?
Yeah, question on pricing strategy. They want 310. You know 310 is no good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go ahead and price range them at 300 right out of the gate, just so they get looks from 250 to 300?
Yeah.
Pulls them in a little bit.
Good strategy, as long as you understand range pricing and can explain it really, really well. I seldom start off that way, but then if we don't find success and they still haven't lowered the price, then I'll convince them, and I'll have a separate class viewing on range pricing because it's more complicated. Yeah.
This is you shoot yourself in the foot for a price reduction at that point, right out of the gate. You have no power with a $1,000 price reduction. You've already been looked at.
Like it
doesn't work. You're basically doubling down the price range.
Right.
If it doesn't work. That's the bad part about it.
Let's just say you've had a good number of showings and they finally go, well, Ryan, you're right. 310 obviously didn't work. Nobody's written us an offer. Let's take it down to 300, which is where they should have started in the first place. Okay. And there's no magic number of days. You should do that after this many days or this many showings, not buying into that. Each situation is a little bit differently. Sometimes in this price range, I know within the first week if we're going to get an offer in the ballpark that they're wanting. Yes, Trisha, did you have something?
I was just gonna say, I know when I'm helping my clients look for properties and their budget is 300, I usually put it up to 315.
Okay.
Because I think there are these homes that are barely overpriced that their agents are gonna get an offer and go, hey, I told you this was the sweet spot. I think you should consider this offer.
Yeah.
And we've gotten a lot of great things in works because of that.
Yeah.
The agent agreed with our offer and was able to come back to them and say,
Yeah.
hey, so just in the reverse, remember that when we're
Yeah.
shopping our clients to.
Great point. You guys get what she's saying. That's a very professional way to look at it. Her buyer says, hey, I'm not going above 300, but she's watching these ones just above that to see if any of those are fit, especially if you see something at 310 or 315 that's been out there for a bit. Okay, instead of first day or 2 or 3 on the market, that might be a little early for that.
At 310, would you drop it to 300 or 299?
300 is going to get you more internet eyeballs, supposedly. The psychology of 299.9, tomato. I honestly don't think it's that big a deal. But yeah, depends on what you prefer there. So, but by the way, here's what happens. Ryan's people finally lowered it to 300. And after about 2 or 3 more weeks, they're getting showings, traffic is good, and still no offers. And Ryan maybe has to have a conversation about some kind of price change, maybe 290, 292, and 295, whatever he chooses. And they're like, well, Ryan, we've already come down $10,000. Have you? You didn't really come down $10,000 because you started 10,000 too high. Try to have that conversation with the seller. Okay. There's a tactful way to do it. And once you figure that out, then you'll enjoy the listing side of the business a lot more. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, this 10 grand was kind of funny money. We were just trying to see if we could capture some unfound profits. The market told us we were wrong. So technically, this is probably where we should have started from day one. So you could make a case that this is any price reduction we do from 300 is kind of your first one. Okay, you guys see how difficult that conversation can be, but this reduction almost means nothing, especially you get into the higher end ranges and somebody's got a $700,000 acreage, but 750 is where they want to go. You finally get them down to 7, and maybe you did 25 and 25, and then you're going back saying, okay, we got to talk. They go, hey man, you've already taken me down 50 grand. Well, I've taken you down to the top end of where it was going to sell in the first place. You guys get that? So you got to be careful, because then all of a sudden teamifying it, you now can put yourself combating a little bit with them. You guys get that? So anyway, it's a skill set. It takes time. Jen, sorry.
Initially with them when you first do like your consultation.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, you have it in writing, you can like fall back on that?
Have what I'm writing, Jen?
Like the price strategy range that you told them originally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I started this 5-6 months ago and
Yeah.
told them exactly where it was gonna sell at. And guess what? It sold exactly in there,
Yeah.
but we started 25,000 above asking and.
All my initial emails on pricing, Dinosaur, I actually print it. Amber will tell you I print it, and it goes in the file so I can refer back to it at all times. I'm like, what did I tell the Johnsons the first time I met with them? And I can go back to that. I'll even write it on the outside jacket of the file. That's high tech. You guys should try that. It's very effective. Very effective. Tim.
I was gonna say, I still do the estimated net proceeds at the very beginning at the listing presentation too. So this is the price that, we would love to get. This is the price that we're probably, we still throw 2 net proceeds numbers up on that sheet just so that they kind of know where we're even, where the starting point even is.
Yeah.
So that, as far as being able to refer back to something, you've got that initial estimated net.
That's always the fallback. And that example I just gave you where they talked me into 310, but I felt 300. Guess what my proceed sheet's going to say? It's going to give an example of 300 and 290 as well. Okay. I may do the 310 because we are at the funny money price, but these are the 2 that are going to have stars on them because that's the range I told them the house will sell within. You guys get that? It's again, we got to just deal with the psychology of a seller, and each situation is a little bit different. But the more you understand this, the easier these conversations should be. The main thing is don't apologize for it. If you're lowering the price, we are lowering the price. Every time we're doing this, we're just trying to get in front of more and more people. And each property has to be treated differently. If I have a 300K house that's not selling, probably not going to be as patient on that as an upper bracket acreage that has a small buyer pool. Sometimes that just takes time on task, and they have to sign up for that. They give you a 90-day listing on a 750 acreage that's really unique and takes a 1 in a million buyer. I'm going to tell you how that's probably going to work out. You bet you're going to have to be working for you're looking at expired listing in most cases. Joanna. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. A couple more things. Anyway, I didn't mean to go too deep on pricing, but I did anyway. That's how that works. Some of the things Brandy's been talking about, as far as engaging the business and lead generation and all that stuff. Guys, this is the time of year that you need to make a commitment on what you want to do this upcoming year, okay? If you just kind of winged it, like almost everybody's staring at me right now, just kind of didn't see how the results worked, that's fine, but I can't tell you how that's going to work out. If you had great results by doing it that way, guess what you're probably going to do? You're going to wing it again. That may or may not work. So I highly recommend becoming a little bit more structured than what you like to do. Gary Keller, basically, it's called the GK method, Gary Keller method. You know what the Gary Keller method is now for agents? What I've talked about for the last 6 months, that people need to be in an office around other people doing this business and get away from their home office. Okay. He just firmly believes that people will engage and have higher results in a more productive environment. And that's exactly what Brandy's launching to some extent, right? We're just trying to get other people to come in and work on their business together. And if Jake's over here texting and emailing his people and making touches, you're doing your thing, it just kind of feeds on it. Then people will share the success stories or something that they just did and that sort of thing. The holidays are here right now. Engagement, engagement, engagement. Ryan just talked about that. What a great time for you to be looking at your database and making notes as to who do I need to send a message to? Who do I need to text? Who do I need to make a personal call to while we're in this holiday season? Guys, leverage this. You have the perfect excuse to touch base with. It's the holidays and you're just checking in on people. Yep.
He was hoping the interest rates would go down, which I think he did. Anyway, I kept after him and I saw him looking in, MLS, you know, cause it shows up.
Yeah.
Well, I kept seeing him, so I started calling him and by the way, we clinched it.
That's cool. Yeah, I get to hear the success stories because I'm in the office more than anybody probably. And the reality is that people engaging, people are having the most success. That's how the saying works. So you've got to decide, how am I going to increase my engagements? I would say this, everything you do should be advancing the conversation relationship with people. Okay. And I don't care if your triangle has 30 people in it. How am I going to advance my relationship with these 30 people consistently? That's going to determine the outcome of your business. You want to go buy leads and all that kind of stuff? I've done it, by the way. I've bought leads from every source imaginable. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I'm all about multiple streams and multiple ways to get people into my world. Leads are fine if that's your thing. Guess what you're asking for when you do that? You're asking to work with the general public, which we all say is crazy. Okay. Or you can work in your triangle and get referrals from people you know. Okay. Which one would you rather deal with? The person you've never met in your life, or a referral from somebody that's at the top of your pyramid that's an amazing client of yours, or their family member, right? You guys get that? Be careful what you ask for when you want to just deal with the general public. I like the idea of having both campaigns going. I want stuff that's going to work with the general public, and then I really want stuff coming from my sphere of influence. Okay, so let's talk bigger picture. We'll wrap up with this. Here's what NAR is saying right now. Lawrence Yun, I don't know, what do you call him?
He's an economist.
Economist. Yeah, we'll go with that. Big word. So we're going to once again finish a year around 4 million in sales nationally. This is way, way down from 2020, 21, and 22. Somebody can pull it up on their phone and tell me I'm wrong, but it's way down. Okay. Now, Lawrence Yun, who's real conservative, says he sees 10 to 12% increase next year and the year following. If that were to happen, we'll go from 4 million to 4.4 and roughly 4.8. Okay. Just rounding things off to make it easy. That's 20% more sales within 3 years. If we also have 5% appreciation, around here, 4 or 5 is pretty common. Other areas, it can be quite a bit more volatile. The commissionable dollar now also goes up considerably. Let's call it another 15% over 3 years. So we're going to have in the vicinity of 20% more sales, plus the volume on the sales is 15% higher. You guys get that? The compounding effect means the commissionable dollar within 3 years could be between 30 and 50% more than it is today. Okay. If that doesn't get you, if you're in this business right now and you don't think that's a big deal, that's a big deal. The market is probably going to give us all a raise between 30 and 40, possibly as much as 50% 3 years from now. If Ty could ever get rates to really get going, then this could all move much, much faster. What if 4 million was 5 or 5.5, which we've seen before, and values were 10 or 15% higher? The money out there for you guys to have a money grab is just bigger. Okay. We talk about a buyer pool being this big. The commission pool might be is this big now. In 3 years, it might look just like this. Okay. We tend to get our unfair share here anyway. This should get people excited. You guys heard me say this because people that aren't selling much are like, I don't even know if I need to renew my license. If you've had your license for the last 2 years and you're breathing, you want your license in the next 3. Okay. Now you have the potential to really get some tailwinds. Does anybody have anything to add? Ryan? Oh, Ryan left. I'm sorry. Anybody have anything to add to that? Nope. We're good. Did you think of anything? That's all I got. Thanks, guys. Yay. Jake's over there checking my math.
Pretty good.
So here's the
Found my age, you're like, no, you got it.
Because I thought that,